I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. This is a bad start to the video. You have to restart this. I just couldn't. I don't know. No words came out of my mouth. You know. Normally I just kind of speak, but this time it didn't work. Wait, did the internet go out again? What the heck? Stupid internet.
Are you gonna post that video too?
What the heck? No, I'm not gonna post that. Welcome back to Kharak Cup number 1. This time with some action from round 3. And the first map to kick it off is going to be in the shallows with Garmilator versus Rompafrolic. Now, Garmilator is undefeated up to this point, so Rompafrolic must certainly be knowing it's going to be a long uphill struggle if he wants to win this match. And Rompafrolic, I believe, No, he got beaten by Shrike, didn't he? In the last match. So he's down 0-2. He's up 2-0. So definitely he's going to want to be making some stuff happen in this game. But Garmilator, of course, one of the best players in the game right now. Playing up here in the, let's see, kind of north side. In his gray and black coalition forces. As you can see, I'm very good at this intro thing. And meanwhile, his opponent spawning in the south, in his nice, awesome purple and bluish looking Galzian forces, it is Rompafrolic. And the map is going to be the Shallows, which is a map where it's very easy to defend this, starting spot here. I mean, nothing can really get in there. You got these really nice places for railguns right here where they'll get high ground on anyone who's coming in. You have high ground, on this little pathway right here. So it's super easy to defend, and a lot of players, because of that, will go for a bit more of a greedy sort of, macro opening. Garmilator, interestingly, has already researched LAV fabrication, so I would bet he's going to go for some early game AAVs. That is a pretty typical play after all. This LAV trying to find his way out of the carrier there. He finally seems to have found it, which is good. And Rompafrolic, meanwhile, hard to say exactly what he's making, but it doesn't look like any tech yet. Perhaps he's going for early refinery mode? No, okay, so he's got sand skimmer fabrication out here, and he's now building some sand skimmers. So that is good, because there are going to be a couple of LAVs already out on the field here for Garmilator. Good scouting with this probe here. He's going to see that production cruise is completely missed twice now. That's 3 times. Wow. Okay. But he is going to see the production cruise out here. He's going to see a couple of sand skimmers, so he knows what he's up against. And Garmilator is going to kind of pull his base runner back. And it is now 6 LAVs to 2 sand skimmers. 3 sand skimmers. Some little scuffles coming out here in the middle. Garmilator perhaps planning on putting down a turret. He can do that, of course, with the support of his LAVs here. Oh, that's interesting. You can't rotate the camera while also moving using the arrow keys. Darn, I thought I was going to do something really nice and cinematic, but it's been denied to me. Anyhow, these sand skimmers actually found a pretty good angle on this LAV here. This one should really pull back here, but he's definitely going to get a kill there. So he's trading 1 for 1 here now. Now these LAVs are going to get high ground. This is not really the engagement that Rompafrolic wants, but he has put some good damage on this 4th LAV here. But he's... Oh yeah, there's the turret. That's actually pretty dangerous. This kind of pincers his whole army. Because the sand skimmers were kind of involved with the LAVs over here, they were not able to stop the base runner from putting the turret down. And now, oh, look at the damage. It's killed 4 LAV sand skimmers now, 5. And now these LAVs can just run in completely undefended, contested, that's the word. So this is actually quite dangerous for Rompafrolic. He hasn't got any power reserves either. He's just got power and speed right now. Another, a salvager's going to go down here. This turret here really doing some work. That was excellent placement by Garmilator. And I think, when that turret came down there, Rompafrolic really should have just gotten behind this hill right here. Yeah? That's a safe place right there. The turret can't see you there. But instead he kind of tried to engage it, figuring, yes, certainly I can kill this thing, but as you can see, that has not exactly worked out. I like how he gets cheeky with, the mines from the salvagers there, but I haven't really seen that do much for him. 2 more sand skimmers going down there, that's really big. If we look at the units lost tab here, we can get kind of an idea what's going on. 1,000 CUs down. Oh boy. I mean, that's like refinery mode and 3 sand skimmers right there. That's crazy. This turret desperately trying to kill the carrier, but that's obviously not going too far. Good thing he's got refinery mode, or else this would have really reset his eco. But Garmilator will know that now, yeah, because the carrier pulled out here. He's going to know, okay, definitely refinery mode has been finished. And meanwhile, he's found an excellent window to kind of pop in here. He's not going to take it. I think he kind of could have popped in here and killed, gotten some grody hits on these sand skimmers here, killed a couple salvagers, but he's going to play it safe, which is also not a bad choice. And meanwhile, he seems to look to be opening up a third base here. Kind of some miss macro, I suppose. This support cruiser is kind of not really in the right position, I don't think. But I mean, it's moving there now, but it was kind of like moving up here and losing some mining time on these salvagers. However, that's going to be a small issue compared to what's going on in Rompafrolic's base here. It's an interesting scanner spot. Doesn't really reveal anything to him, does it? These LAVs are all kind of a little bit damaged, so that's good. It'll be easier to kill them off. And it looks like Rompafrolic has successfully sort of defended this area. He's not going to get broken into, but at this point, I'm actually very, very surprised we haven't seen AAVs already. He's researched railguns, as you can see. But normally some AAVs, they can just kind of run past all this, just run up here and kill all these things. So that's kind of the typical way that Coalition players try to sort of crack the nut there, is with some AAVs. We haven't seen any, though. In fact, he's not even researched it. So I'm kind of curious what... Oh yeah, one LAV going down there, kind of sadly. I'm kind of curious what Garmilator is actually researching, what he's planning on doing here, what his game plan is. Second production cruiser coming out of Rompafrolic. That'll be good. In fact, with 2 production cruisers, he really should be able to push all these LAVs off, in fact. There's another turret that's gone down. And it looks like Rompafrolic is about to run right into it. He sees it. He's going to pull back. That is good. That makes a little hard point right there. It's not going to be easy for Rompafrolic to, push past this point. He's going to do it with the carrier? Certainly not. That's so far to go. He's going to pull his carrier all the way out here. That's quite interesting. I mean, normally, as a Galazine player myself, when I see a turret here, I just think, okay, I can't go here until I can get something to clear this out. But I think Rompafrolic really wants to do it. He's just going to take his carrier and use that to zone off this turret. That's crazy. Doesn't seem to know the way either. I think the carriers often get caught on that little ledge there. Oh dear. Yeah, that turret. It's on the high ground even. Picks off 2 sand skimmers that really should not have died there. That's tough. Look at this. They're dipping into the ravine. Who's piloting this thing anyway? Jeez. Anyhow, Garmilator has just made LAVs. That's all he's doing. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, he's researched railguns. Did he do that just to get, like, the production? I feel like all he wants to do is just make LAVs. Why should I do anything else? All I need is LAVs, right? This is crazy. I mean, so think if he had some railguns out here right now. And he's floating a lot of RUs, right? I mean, he could have railguns here. He could really be, pressuring this carrier and then push the carrier back and then push this production cruiser back, and then his opponent's on one base here. But no, he's just, all I need is LAVs, man. Why would I make anything else? And I guess it's kind of working. He's losing some map control, admittedly, but he's got 3 artifacts out, so he's almost won that way. He's going to be going up on 3 bases now as his second support cruiser is coming out. These turrets are finally going down. In their kind of last hurrah, they're going to take out 2 more sand skimmers. Now these LAVs are in the hood too, and they're going to start chipping damage in here. Focus fire is not great, but it'll be good enough to pick off 1 more sand skimmer. They still haven't taken any losses from that fight. Meanwhile, Rompafrolic just like, well, if all you're going to make is LAVs, I'll just send my carrier right in the middle of the map, and it's almost working for him, actually. In fact, he can't know it, but if he just pushes in here... Okay, Garmilator is making railguns. The long-awaited railguns are being produced. And meanwhile, these sand skimmers have gotten up on top of the LAVs, which have no upgrades, actually, so I figure they ought to win this, right? This is actually really close, you know, for upgraded sand skimmers and unupgraded LAVs. I'm surprised that the LAVs are... Yeah, okay, so they are going to go down, but they took quite a few of them with them. And now we got 2 railguns. Oh, Rompafrolic's put his carrier in here, but... Again, he loves those ravines. Whoa, what am I looking at? He loves those ravines, doesn't he? But that's not where you want to go when there's railguns shooting at you. And Garmilator tries to put down a turret to stop this, but that gets taken out. And suddenly this is not looking so good for Garmilator, actually. There's tons of sand skimmers pushing in here. And there's really nothing to hold them back except for, you know, like 1 turret and 5 LAVs. That's really not much. Garmilator's producing, though, and he's getting his upgrades finally, so that's good. But I really feel like Rompafrolic has got a window right now. Just charge right in there, Rompafrolic. You can do this right now. Some power reserves have been researched, actually, from this side. And so that carrier is a little dangerous. I would have rather come in on this side. But he's going to pick off both of the railguns. That's pretty big. Now his carrier can kind of come in here unimpeded. And of course, you imagine if Garmilator is going to be making LAVs to deal with this, then this carrier's got no resistance. Although, yeah, okay. I was going to say Rompafrolic should really be producing units right now. It's a bit critical, but I believe he is. You know, I figured that was going to go better. Perhaps my suggestion was incorrect. He's lost basically all of his sand skimmers here now. This is quite curious. I really don't know what's going on. You know, Garmilator just like, 2 railguns was enough. All I need is LAVs, man. That's all I need. This base runner desperately trying in vain to heal the carrier. And it will go down. Slam into the desert. And now Garmilator is dangerously close to winning just on artifacts. He's already got 3 and a 4th one coming out, and it does not look right now like that's going to be contested at all. I mean, there's nothing there to stop it. Rompafrolic, meanwhile, is grabbing another artifact, but I don't believe he's going to be able to extract that at all. He's got a nice cheeky little base runner standing here. If only it's for a Con F base runner, he could just run in with blast drones and destroy everything, but that is not the case. I've kind of missed this over here. It looks like some action went down. I think Garmilator killed some more sand skimmers there, if I'm not mistaken. And he's using the carrier to just kind of screen these LAVs off. Meanwhile, he's running in here. I'm not sure what he's looking to get. Yeah, he's getting these railguns. They're actually pretty exposed. Once again, the space runner trying to heal something. That's usually not a good move because it stops him from moving as well. But so 1 railgun goes down. He could really get more. Just kind of focus down this LAV right here. But maybe he's worried about this blob coming in. Yeah, but now look at this. He's completely sort of like trapped in on this side here. And these LAVs are ready to boost. Yeah, they are, but it looks like not all of them are, so they're going to come in kind of staggered now. Meanwhile, 3 railguns are chipping damage onto this carrier here. These LAVs are going to be crucial, you know, these LAVs and sand skimmers, if they stay alive or not. I think Garmilator's carrier's got to out DPS the one from Rompafrolic, right? Especially if he puts, you know, power into reactive armor, which I'd love to see him do. But still, no tech. I'm so surprised. Like, both these players are so confident in Strikecraft. You know, we don't need anything else, they say. More base runners healing. What's up with all the base runners? Like, that base runner probably contributed, you know, like 50 health to this carrier, and cost him 250 CUs. Like, wouldn't, you know, an assault ship to deal with all these be like way better? This is so weird. I don't know. Like, I mean, if both players would just tech up, you know, AAV fabrication, it's right there. It's very cheap. Gives you one of the best units in the game. But no, he don't need it. He's just going with LAVs. I have no idea what's going on here. Meanwhile, Rompafrolic's carrier is getting pretty damaged now. And there's not really a whole lot of room to back out to, is there? So this is actually pretty dangerous here. If only he had some railguns of his own, right? But no, all I need is sand skimmers. That's all I need. These 2 Strikecraft blobs just still fighting each other. Seems like Garmilator is consistently going to be on top, though, the more they fight this fight. Look at that! He's teched up to something. He's making honor guard cruisers. This is great advancement for him. Garmilator, meanwhile, is upgrading his carrier's power. Now he's going to have, you know, 4 more chips of power to deal with. I don't know, it really looks like it's just going to be a carrier kill. I don't really know what Rompafrolic's going to do about this. I mean, 4 power in, in healing is not going to out DPS, 5 railguns here. The Sand Skimmer Blob is, of course, a little bit menacing, but that's not really going to be a problem. He's got these railguns very nicely screened, and this carrier here is just taking more and more hits. And pretty soon he's going to win on artifacts, I would have imagined. He's already on 4. He's got, one right here. This is 3/4 of the way to respawn. Once he takes that over there, once again, he wins. And there's really nothing that Rompafrolic has to stop that either. What are the count? I don't even know how many units this is. It's 28 LAVs to, 13 Sand Skimmers. I mean, like, okay, the Honor Guard Cruiser's out. If he can get some kind of grody, nasty hit on these LAVs, there is a chance here. Oh, this stupid hill right there. No, don't target the railgun. Target the LAVs. Target the LAVs. That massive AoE railgun is ready to do some work, but this carrier has so much range, having 4 power in it. He's actually hitting the Honor Guard Cruiser from over there. It seems Garmilator's going to respect that Honor Guard Cruiser. He's backing away here, but he may be going for an attack on a different angle. Oh, the railguns find the Honor Guard Cruiser. And they're doing damage. This Honor Guard Cruiser really has not been able to show us what it's made of yet. It's just going to go down here, I think. These railguns are going to have range on this for a long... Oh, yeah, it's just going to go down. That's quite tragic. I'm not sure why it wasn't firing. Maybe it's just out of range. I don't know. He is going to get these railguns with these Sand Skimmers, but now that the Honor Guard Cruiser is out, these LAVs really could just run in here and kill everything. And meanwhile, Garmilator and Rompafrolic have switched places with their carriers, and he's shooting the eco up with his carrier. You don't see that every day. A lot of base runner healing going on here. That seems to be his favorite thing, after all. What am I seeing here? Like, why are there no AAVs? There's like 7 railguns been made in total, other than that it's just all been Strikecraft. Well, the eco is getting completely raided here for Rompafrolic. 2 artifacts are getting ported out, and his carrier back up to full health, but that's basically the only advantage he's got right now. This production cruiser is going to go down for sure. No more military production. I guess he can make Honor Guard cruisers, though. He's just going to go... Here comes Speed Racer, this super fast carrier running over here to try to stop the artifact extraction. 95 kilometers an hour, that's speeding in most places in Germany. But there's no way he's going to out DPS these base runners. That's just going to be game. Man, both players, you could have just teched up to another unit here. AAV fabrication not even finished. Like, in this situation that we were in before, I'm not even, look, he's getting 6 artifacts. You don't see that every day. This position we were in before, for instance, like, if Garmilator had, AAVs, right? There were no railguns on the field. He could just had, like, 1 AAV right there or there. As all this, this big Sand Skimmer blob was here, completely pushed them off, taking out the eco, gone up here and taking out the eco, and this fight would have been over at, like, the 20-minute mark or something, rather than the 13. Or, battle cruisers, for instance. I mean, when your opponent's holding out here but he doesn't actually have any railguns, like, 1 battle cruiser could just end the game entirely, just run up and kill the carrier. I mean, that was so weird, man. But, I mean, I guess it works, Yeah. You can't doubt Garmilator. He's one of the best players in the game right now. What a game. Well, that is going to make it 3-0 for Garmilator. He's doing exceedingly well in this tournament so far. And unfortunately 0-3 for Rompafrolic. He's not going to be feeling too good about that, but he'll stick with it. And we will see both of these players in round 4.